Hello everyone! Welcome to our yearly look at some of the most important workplace law cases of 2024. You're probably thinking, can't I just watch funny cat videos instead? And honestly, fair enough. But these court decisions can actually affect your job, whether you're working at an IT firm, a manufacturing concern, or just staring at your computer all day. So let's try to make sense of these legal cases and make learning about the law a little less boring. Let's look at the 5 big rulings that could change things at your workplace. This year, the Supreme Court of India looked at a tough question. Can bosses be held responsible if an employee takes their own life because of work stress? In the case of Nipun Anaya and others versus State of Uttar Pradesh, the court looked at whether managers at Hindustan Lever Limited could be blamed for an employee's death. You might think that pushing someone so hard they take their own life is clearly the boss's fault, right? But the court said, not so fast. It found no direct causal link between the suicide and the boss's behavior, since these were general measures applied to all employees who were resisting the voluntary retirement scheme. Ever have a job offer disappear after you already quit your old job? Awful, right? Well, the Delhi High Court just said that if your old boss accepted your resignation and the new company backs out because of a delay in the release, they're in the wrong. This happened in the case of Matthew Joseph Dara versus Hindustan Urvarak and Rasayan Limited. Mr. Dara was ready to start his new job, resignation accepted and all, when suddenly the new company changed their mind, saying that the release letter was being delayed. The court basically said, once you accept someone's resignation and they're already planning their new desk setup, you can't just leave them hanging. Good news for anyone who's ever been messed around by a potential employer. Let's talk about the Posh Act, the Prevention of Sexual Harassment at the Workplace Act. The Karnataka High Court made a big decision this year, saying that authorities dealing with posh cases can take interim action. What does that mean? In the case of Nagaraj GK versus Additional Labor Commissioner, the court said that if the harasser files an appeal on the order of the IC before the appellate authority, it should be answered. The court directed the appellate authority to review the harasser's appeal without going into the merits of the IC's order. This is a win for anyone who thinks people shouldn't have to put up with months of discomfort or danger while waiting for a decision. Here's a question. Is a trainee or intern eligible for PF benefits? The Kerala High Court thinks so. In the case of Malabar Dazzle India Private Limited versus Employees Provident Fund Appellate Tribunal and others, the court said that if trainees are doing the same job, they deserve the same coverage under the Employees Provident Funds and Miscellaneous Provisions Act of 1952. The Supreme Court tried to figure out who exactly counts as a workman under the ID Act 1947. In the case of Bharti Airtel Limited versus A.S. Raghavendra, it relied on various cases reiterating that managerial duties do not always include power of appointment and discharge, especially in large organizations where such authority may rest with higher management. Additionally, it clarified that an employee's claim of resignation not being of free will does not automatically indicate coercion. Grievances or dissatisfaction with employment terms do not suffice to establish forced resignation. So, that's our quick look at some of the biggest workplace law cases of 2024. We covered everything from workplace stress and suicide to what makes someone a workman. We tried to make it a little more fun and a little less confusing, but the main point is, know your rights and maybe learn a bit about the recent judgments because no one should be harassed at work. Stay informed, stay compliant, and stay connected with C-Quel, and we'll continue to update you in 2025 for more important legal updates. If you have the will, C-Quel has the way.